Hello, everyone. I know those notifications are going out, and I am excited today to talk to you about manifestation. Today is November 11th, also 11/11. And if you're into numerology at all, or if you're not, and you have noticed 11/11 popping up on the clock and that you catch that, or it can even be, 333, 444, any of these numbers in repetition, that is a great sign that you are right where you need to be, that you are in alignment. And today is kind of a celebration of that day, 11/11. At least to me, it is. I like to acknowledge manifestation and what an amazing tool it is. It's really the most powerful tool that I know of. And I have only been using, or even, been aware, we've all been using it, but I've only been aware of the power of mindfully manifesting for a few years, maybe 4 years. And wow, those of you who know what my life was like 4 years ago, those of you who know what my life was like a year ago, there have been a lot of wonderful, beautiful, life saving, amazing, miraculous changes that have happened over this time. So I want to share with you what I've done, how I've done this. And manifestation is the key to all of it. We are all, hey, Savannah, we are all manifesting all of the time. All of the time, whether you believe in manifestation or not, whether you've heard of it before or not, congratulations, you have been manifesting. You are manifesting all the time. Thank you. We project into the universe and are a magnet back for what we want. And when we are aware of that power, when we utilize that power, then we can manifest what we actually want. You can start to reroute things, right? So let me make an example. For those of you who don't know where I'm coming from, my life was very, very different a few years ago. So let's just go to a year ago. I was renting a room here in Colorado in a new place I'd never been. I was going back and forth to New Mexico to see my kids, which was crazy because I was a full-time mom before that. Like I wasn't always traveling around. It was a weird time in life and had just gotten divorced. Really tough, challenging time in life. I'll skip how we got there because manifestation did get me there also. But just since then, in staying focused and using these practices and using these principles and continuing to seek what I wanted and what felt good and in alignment with my life, I was able to manifest a dream house compared to any house that myself, my family's ever had. This is our dream house in a beautiful place. I had dreamt of green and rivers and mountains and lush farms. And we live here now in Boulder County, Colorado. It is a dream. I was able to manifest an ideal job. That job only lasted 6 months here when I first moved, but those 6 months and having that job was crucial. And the schedule was wonderful. The pay was exactly what I wanted. Everything worked out perfectly with that job and then manifested into the perfect situation now with what I'm doing. I've manifested new business partners in the last year, even in a new location and in other locations, and a new friend. Savannah's on right now. I manifested a new friend. I was really focusing on wanting a connection with someone that was easy to talk to, that we didn't have to try and be friends. Hopefully, they had kids and they lived pretty close and we could do outdoorsy things together. And boom, there you are, Savannah. So I've manifested that friend and I've manifested, I just was looking at my phone because I use an app that I'm going to recommend. But I was looking at my tally of how much I manifested in the last 4 months. So since July, I've started really keeping track of that. And I have manifested $10,000 of cash, of extra bonuses, of unexpected checks, of free things coming into our life, of unexpected discounts, of even the bank making a correction, being like, oops, sorry, and like giving me back a bunch of money. So $10,000 in 4 months is not bad. And when I look at what I've been able to manifest, I have to share some of these tools so that you can start applying them. Go little and start doing little things, or go big. That's what we're going to talk about with manifestation. So, a cool quote that may appeal for some people who are like on the fence of, I don't know, this sounds pretty woo. Like, I bet you're going to talk about oil soon, right? Yes, I am. And crystals. But I wanted to start with a quote from Henry Ford, because that is one of the most male American, white American male entrepreneurs in our history. Henry Ford. He said, whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. Our mindset is so important. What you think, whether you think you can or you can't, you will be correct, and that will be shown to you. So our thoughts are really, really powerful. Our individual thoughts and our collective thoughts, and what we allow to come into our influence of how we think is really powerful. Excuse me, I'm going to open that. Okay. So whether you are aware of manifestation or not, know that you have always been manifesting. You are always manifesting now. You have always been manifesting. It's how you arrive to where you are. It's how you have the relationships that you do, the financial situation that you do, the connections that you do. It's why you live where you do. You have manifested all of this. And that can be a big thing to kind of like wrestle with, but you don't have to. Okay. Because some of us, then blame starts to come in, guilt may start to come in, feeling like you haven't been doing enough, that kind of stuff. This is not about that. Let all of that go, because none of it serves you. None of it will help you manifest what you actually want to create. So forget all of that now. So, negative feelings like that, the negative feelings that you may have, I just realized this is like a weird angle. There we go. The negative feelings that you have in your life that come up. Maybe they did when I just said you've manifested your reality. Maybe it's a place that you've been in energetically with yourself, like struggles that you've been having, or any of those negative things, or someone's really bugging you, right? Or you just wake up on the wrong side of the bed. Those negative feelings are signals to you to redirect. These are opportunities to get back in alignment. Because one important truth that we all need to remember with manifestation and in our life is those negative thoughts, ideas, feelings, those are not our truth. Those are not our truth. Joy, love, connection, security, those are your truth. And the negative feelings are just getting in the way. Those are blocks from getting that joy, that love, that truth that you're actually seeking. And it's overwhelming. Our world can be overwhelming with the amount of negative input all the time. And it's like sugar, like it tastes so good, right? Like revenge is so sweet, right? That kind of negative feeling that can feel so craveable, right? Like, oh, I just want to punch him in the face or something, right? That can feel like it would be satisfying, but it never is. It never is. So we can't give into the temptation of participating in those negative conversations, those negative thoughts, that worry, that stress. And I understand this is 2020. It's very, very easy to go down those paths. But I want to invite you to think about how powerful you are, and that you have the opportunity every moment to create a better reality for yourself. Manifestation does not happen instantly. It can, if some people are, absolutely, but for most of us it's going to take time. We're not going to get those instantaneous results that you may be hoping for. So it takes resilience, it takes time, it takes continued purposeful focus. So choose the best feelings that you can have in that moment. Visualize what you want. We're going to go over 5 steps in just a second on how you can actually, the 5 main things to focus on for manifestation. But just know that as you let go of these blocks, as you let go of negativity and maybe some negative thoughts in your life. I can't do that. That's too hard. I don't have the resources. Any of those kind of words that we say to ourselves, whether internally or out loud, whether we're saying any of those can really help you learn what you don't want and help you affirm what you do. So those negative signals, while we're not going to say that they're bad, they are helpful if you use them for redirection. If you get succumbed by them, if you give in and you start listening to those and repeating that negative talk, then you are manifesting. You're always manifesting. So that's exactly what you're manifesting. If you think, I don't have the money, then you will perpetuate that issue. If you think no one cares about me, you will perpetuate that issue. Whereas if you see that, you get that signal of like, nobody cares about me. Wait, I know that's not true. I know that is not accurate. So where is this coming from, right? So you may need to look into therapy, some journaling, some emotional support getting through that. Why is that coming up, right? But in the moment, even if you don't know why, flip. And just, that's not true. Flip the switch. That's not true. Nobody loves me. Well, my kids love me. My partner loves me. My girlfriend loves me. Like, there's so many different things. So flip it as quickly as you can and redirect your thoughts. Use that negative input, those feelings of resistance to reroute and focus again on what you want. Affirmations are a really, really helpful way to do that quick. They're super oils, affirmations, these tools that we're going to go over, super quick for redirecting and getting back on course with your alignment and manifestation. So I have outlined 5 things that you can do to manifest, just kind of 5 things to consider, and start applying these in all different ways throughout your day and continue doing them and get better at them. Grow this process and you will manifest things. I told you what happened in the last year, but before that, what led up to my divorce was very much manifestation. I was dreaming of green and lush. I was dreaming of a different life. I was dreaming of different feelings within myself, of no longer feeling depressed, no longer feeling anxious, no longer feeling trapped. And so I took those cues and I was able to flip them into the wonderful things that I'm feeling now, the wonderful way that our family feels now. So first thing, okay, so thing number 1 to look at when you're manifesting is your environment. Set up an environment that facilitates you manifesting what you want. Now, you may not even know what that is right now. You may not know what you're trying to manifest, but go ahead and look at your environment. Is it cluttered? Is it feel overwhelming? Is there literally old stuff stacked up that you haven't dealt with all around you in your home? Then get to decluttering. Start decluttering, clearing spaces, clearing the space in your home, in your workspace, in your car, in your wallet. All of these things will help you to allow new, wonderful things to come in. Make space for those new things to come in. So decluttering is awesome. I recommend Marie Kondo 1,000%. So you can get her book, The Joy of Tidying Up, or you can look up KondoMari method on Google, or you can even watch her show on Netflix, The Joy of Tidying Up. So I think it's just called Tidying Up. But I love her philosophy, and a lot of people have jumped onto this of we only keep what's in our homes, in our spaces that brings us joy. If it's giving us those negative feelings, if it's giving us, like, oh, I have to deal with that, then that's a negative feeling. That's a wonderful opportunity to redirect and be like, wow, I get to organize and see what I find here. A couple of years ago, I was cleaning out my desk. I was doing a manifestation exercise and I was cleaning out my work desk. And in the process of cleaning that out, which I thought it was already pretty organized, but I cleaned out every single thing. I dusted it. I organized all the pens and the pencils and everything into the drawer. In doing that, I found $150 in the desk. That day, I was $150 richer for cleaning out my space. And then I felt more confident. I felt more happy in my space, right? So focus on clearing things out, getting rid of anything that's bringing you a negative energy. Or it may be, something old that you've had for a long time that you have sentimental value to, but maybe it's a negative sentiment, remove it. Only keep things in your home that bring you joy, that serve a purpose, that help you reach your future goals. And if they're not doing that, then thank them and let them go. It feels so good to donate. I hope everyone is donating a lot this season. If you can't donate cash wise, you can always donate things from your home. You can always donate some food or something like that. Donating is a wonderful way to clear out your environment and perpetuate what you want to see in the world, which is giving, which is abundance, all those things. So you can declutter your environment and also clear the space with essential oils. So like my diffuser's running, right? So you can be running your diffuser. You see this? There we go. You can be running your diffuser all the time. Lemongrass is wonderful for clearing. Purify, wonderful for clearing. On Guard is wonderful now so that everyone's immune systems are supported and we are having a protected environment. So diffusing is wonderful. You may, that's easy. You just put water in there and go. You may also do a sage, right? So sage is good for clearing too. So this is something I would just light, let the smoke go. You can use a feather, you can wave it through. There are definitely specific ways that people like to sage, but in general, I feel like if you're moving this smoke throughout your room, throughout the corners of your room, this can also help clear out old negative energy, old energy, stale energy. Definitely doing that. And then fresh air, open windows, getting sunlight into your spaces. Have an environment that allows you to know what you want and feel like it's possible and feel relaxed in your home, all of these things. So look at your environment and how you can change your physical environment. And that can even include your Facebook feed, your phone feed. What is your environment online like? Are you following people who are perpetuating negativity, who are speaking poorly of other people, who are bringing negative things to light all the time? That's going to have an impact on you, whether you're engaging or not. Seeing those influences is it pulls on you, whether you realize it or not. So I recommend clearing up your online environment as well. Clearing your inbox of things, so you don't have an overload of emails you don't want. Unsubscribe, clear your inbox, unfollow, clear your Facebook feed, right? There's so many things that we can do to clear up our online space as well. So that is thing number one, is to clear your environment, set up your environment for manifestation and the things that you want to see in your life. That's number one. Number two, you're going to identify and visualize what you want. So as you're clearing things out in your environment, that's number one, and you're realizing these negative emotions, that's a sign to what you really want. If you have something in your life you don't want, boom, what do you want? What do you want, right? It's going to give you that clarity. So thing number two is to identify what you actually want in your life and begin to visualize it. This can be things, I know some people think of manifestation as like, I'm going to manifest a new Audi, right? It can be things like that, but it can also be feelings. It can also be, I want to feel comfortable in my body. I want to feel happy. I want to feel energized. I want to feel like I have plenty to give. There's so many feelings that we can have that can be identified by what we're feeling now. And by visualizing that, by feeling those feelings and really getting into it, we can start to have clarity on what we want to manifest. You don't have to have it all drawn out, right? I did not have this specific house drawn out, this specific neighborhood. I just didn't. I didn't even know it existed. But I did know that I wanted green, that I wanted rivers, that I wanted mountains, that I wanted farms. And even my children who have been using this manifestation stuff, they've been brought up with it since I'm their mom. They said, oh, Mom, I wanted a blue house. We have a blue house. My son said, I want to go to the beach. And that was the summer, he said, I want to go to the beach. Well, we weren't going to the beach this summer. We live in Colorado. But wouldn't you know, the next day, Mommy found a beach chair for free in our neighborhood. Just someone giving away a beach chair. And then that day, Was it that day or the next day, we went to a beach. I had no idea. We went to a lake. We just went to go find a new place, but it was all set up like a beach and even had palm trees on it that said, "Welcome to South Beach." Like, you can, even children can manifest this. So if we can have the belief like children do of what we want, what's possible, and we eliminate any of our grown up ideas about what's realistic and what's holding us back, let go of those things and visualize what you do want, how you want to feel, what your life looks like. I have an exercise that I do in some of my workshops that I'd encourage. I'm going to just tell you a little bit about it now. But that exercise goes a little like this, where I have everyone start by going through their morning, closing their eyes and thinking through their morning now, and then writing down all the goals that they have for their life. And then closing their eyes again and thinking about and visualizing their life once they've accomplished all these goals. How do they feel? What does their routine look like? What does their house look like? Who are they with? What are they doing with their day? These things are what you're manifesting. So we're not necessarily needing to focus on what's wrong with the first one and what we need to fix. We're just looking at what's ahead. What do we really want? What sounds good to us? What feels good to us? And visualizing that and feeling those feelings will bring that closer. The more you can feel the feelings, the faster you can manifest. Here's a quote from Abraham Hicks. Abraham Hicks is actually a woman, and she's on the opposite end of Henry Ford. Okay, like Henry Ford is like classic white American male, and Abraham Hicks, look her up, is the opposite. Okay, so she says, as you feel thoughts that feel good to you, you are in alignment with who you really are. If you know, if being in nature feels good to you, great. If doing art or cooking or being with your kids or running a really successful business or volunteering a lot, whatever it is, if it feels really good to you, then you are in alignment with who you really are. Seek those feelings. Seek those feelings, and that is your compass. That's what guides you, is that feeling of like, yes, this is good, an easy yes. That joy, that whoo, that little tickle inside of you. Follow that feeling, and you will be guided to the highest good. God, the universe, source, whatever you prefer, I prefer God. God only works in one way. He only works, he's only a benevolent force. So if we stop listening to the alternative and just focus on what he is doing for us, then we fall into alignment with that. We allow ourselves to go into alignment. So that's step number 2, is to identify what you want and start to visualize it very, very clearly, and start visualizing and feeling the feelings of being, of having that manifestation. Thing number 3 to remember with manifestation is gratitude. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. And step number 2 kind of leads into this, right? So gratitude allows us to appreciate everything that's really around us. I am so grateful that I have this room. I'm so grateful that I have this, I'm not going to go over all the examples. Be grateful for as many things as possible as you can. Sometimes if you're in a place of depression or anxiety, or just those dark times, sometimes you can only think of a couple things. I'm happy to be alive. I'm happy I have a house. I'm happy I have food, right? Sometimes they're very basic things like that. But if that's all you can do, if that's your next best, instead of sitting in that dark space, if the next best thing you can do is say, I'm thankful to be alive, say it. Say it. Whatever you can do to give gratitude in every moment, just give more and more and more gratitude. That amplifies all of your good feelings. It amplifies everything that you're manifesting. It amplifies more and more of those blessings to come into your life. And eventually you'll be able to get into a gratitude rampage where you just go off of that's why I said I'm not going to do it, because I can say thank you for so many things. I just become overwhelmed and effervescent with so much gratitude for the blessings in my life. So reach that. Continue to reach for things that you're grateful for. November is a wonderful time. It is literally Thanksgiving month where we give thanks, where we're thankful for the things we have and we can give to others. So be grateful. That's thing number 3 is in the moment as often as possible, give thanks, give gratitude, give energy of light and love to what you want to see more of and amplify it. Thing number 4 is to affirm what you want and affirm it for the highest good of all. So I'll talk about affirmations in just a second. We'll loop right back to that. But in everything that we are wanting, we should not ever try to manifest like bad things for other people, right? Our love, our light, our best life is not at the expense of anyone else. That never works, right? That's not going to work out. You're going to be all that negative stuff you're putting towards someone, you're going to get that. So, we want to manifest for the highest good of everyone involved because we are not all-knowing beings. We are not, we are divine spiritual beings, but we are not all-knowing. And we cannot say, this is exactly what's going to make me perfectly happy in the future, and this is exactly what I want. That's not going to happen. So we can say, I manifest this in the name of the highest good for all involved, and really hope that we have what's best for us, we have what's best for our children, we have what's best for our community members and our friends, and even our enemies. We want what is best for our enemies, right? But we want what is best for everyone involved. What is the cumulative best option? And that's what we pray for. That's what we affirm. So affirmations can make people uncomfortable. And I actually have a whole workshop on YouTube that you can check out that's about positive affirmations. But they are my most powerful tool for anxiety, for depression, for manifestation, all of these things. Because affirmations speak the truth of who we are, where we're going, what we want. And the more we say that, the more powerful they become. Those negative thoughts in our head, it takes 9 positive things to outweigh 1 negative thought. 9 positive thoughts, words, actions to counteract 1 negative thought. That is how we as humans are programmed. So, if I can affirm things over and over again, that are true for what I'm manifesting. So some people get caught up, right? Like one of them may be about money, right? Like I have an overflowing bank account. There's more and more money in my bank account every day. I easily allow money to flow in from multiple directions in my life. These are some money manifestations. Well, a lot of people would stop and say, no, I don't. I just lost my job. I don't have this. I don't know where my next paycheck's coming from. I don't know how I'm going to make rent. And are then repeating those things. Whereas if you can repeat the truth of where you're going, then you're amplifying those things. And that is manifestation. That is when you're able to bring those things into your life. And you have to be patient and you have to be diligent and continue focusing on those things because all of the negative distractions will come in easily, often. And when you're on the brink of greatness, they're going to be loud and banging at you. Those, no, you can't. Stop. It gets louder the closer you get to greatness. The harder things get, the closer you are to having your manifestation realized. Those of you who are mothers who have given birth naturally, you understand this feeling because every woman, I was a birth doula, every woman who gives birth this way has a breaking point where they say, I can't do it anymore. I can't. But you push, you allow. And the best thing women can do is relax your eyebrows, relax your body, and allow it to happen. And boop, that baby is born. So these things are going to come, but stick in gratitude and affirm what you want. I am healthy. I am kind. I radiate joy. That was one of my affirmations when I was in a really, really dark depression is I radiate joy and love. And that was the opposite of what my reality was at that time. But I think I do a pretty good job of that now. Of course, I'm not perfect. Of course, it's not all the time. But I know that I have tapped into a higher level of joy than a lot of people have. And so I want to help you all to reach that. I want every woman to be able to manifest things in her life and create these new positive feelings. Okay, so number 5 is to use your tools, to stay tuned in, and to follow the next yes. Using your tools and being consistent with them. That's number 5. That's the most important thing to do, is tie together all those other things we talked about earlier and do them over and over and over again. Be diligent. Keep looking at your goals. Make yourself a vision board. Put those affirmations up on your bathroom mirror. Um, Change your screensaver, right? Focusing on these things, staying in tune with yourself and what feels good will lead you to the next best yes. It should be easy yeses. If um, if you're wanting something to come into your life, let's say you're dating. Let's say that you're single and you're really wanting that new partner to come into your life. It wouldn't look like I'm going to find him, I'm going to find him, I'm going to find him. I mean, I was dating people last year and it is like that out there. People are really like, I got to find that one. They're not going to. I know they're not. Like, you're not going to find the one that way. If you allow it, and that's easy yes. You happen to meet this person, they come into your life and it's just an easy fit and you're not having to try. It's an easy, joyful yes. Then that's manifestation. So we want to allow that into our life as much as possible. Serve people. Smile. These are all ways that you can manifest an elevated life for yourself in any area that you're trying to work on. So the oils, of course, I wanted to point out which oils. And what led to all this, it's 11/11, and Litsia is our oil of the month for members. It's not available for sale, but I do want to mention it for everyone who is a doTERRA member because you can get it free right now. So Litsia smells, I actually shouldn't have put that in my hand because I already have it in the diffuser. And this is pretty strong. Litsia is the oil of manifestation. Of all of the essential oils that we know, that we love, Litsia, it's like lemongrass. It's a very like strong lemongrass scent almost. Litsia is the oil of manifestation. And the way that Litsia works in that way is it helps us to eliminate those blocks that we have, eliminate that negative chatter, those lies that come in, and allows us to illuminate the truth. And illuminating the truth and believing in what's possible, believing in your dreams, having that joyful, childish belief and faith in what is to come. Litsia opens this up for you. Litsia opens up these feelings so that you can clear your environment. You can start to visualize what you want. You can affirm what you want. You can believe it and feel all those good feelings by diffusing Litsia, by adding it into your roller blends, by just putting it into your hands like I just did. And I like to combine it with wild orange. Wild orange is one of my other favorite manifestation oils because this is the oil of abundance. Wild orange is the oil of abundance for financial abundance, for joy. I mean, I don't know anyone who can smell wild orange and not smile. It's such a happy one. So joy abundance, financial abundance, time abundance, just all of the wonderful things in your life. Wild orange, and then black spruce. So black spruce also helps to clear out the negative energy. And this one, for doTERRA members, this one's on sale this month. So that's why I'm bringing it into this conversation as well. Black spruce helps us to eliminate those negative blocks, to really like clear those out and get rid of the negative feelings and open up to the more feelings of peace, of harmony, and even community and connection with people. Spruce is always very calming. So those who know anything about herbs or plants, spruces are the most calming of all of our tree oils. Black spruce in particular is also very helpful for those of us who have been in stress for a long time. If you've had high stress levels for a long time, then black spruce is really going to help set things right in your body and help you open up to that alignment that we're talking about. And the last, two. Actually, just one, yeah. The last oil that I want to mention is forgive. So if you're having a hard time letting go of that negative self-talk or maybe resentment towards someone or pain from something that has happened to you, Those things are absolutely real, but forgiveness is the only way to free yourself from that so that you can move on to the next level, so that you can manifest and move forward. So this is Forgive Touch. It comes in a bottle, but it also comes in this roller blend I love. And so I put this right on my chest, right on my heart chakra. Is my favorite place to just let that go, release and forgive so that I can renew myself and move on. That's what we want. So those are my top oil choices. Forgive for letting go of things, as well as black spruce. And then Litsea, the oil of manifestation. Wild orange is the oil of abundance. So all of these would be your top picks of oils for manifesting in this way. And then crystals are also really good. So I'm not a crystal expert. I need to have a crystal expert like come on here because I'm just not going to learn it all. But these sparkly crystals help a lot in manifestation. I feel like even this one is not. This one's not a totally natural gemstone. But having sparkly things around that bring you joy, that bring that energy into your life, setting up your environment that way, really, really helpful. Okay, so to review the 5 tips that I have for manifestation, thank you for tuning in, are number 1, environment. Clear your environment and set the right environment on your phone, in your workspace, in your home, in your wallet for manifestation. The second thing is to really identify what you do want and fall in love with those visualizations. Get really into those feelings of the visualizations of what you want. Thing number 3 to do is to have gratitude. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude in everything you do. Find as many ways as you can to be grateful and give thanks throughout the day. For small things, for big things, find yourself in a constant state of gratitude. 4th thing is to affirm what you want for the highest good of everyone involved. So say an affirmation. Your top affirmation choices are going to be I am and I allow. So I am radiant. I am healthy. I am abundant. I allow abundance. I allow good things to come into my life. I allow financial freedom in my life. I am and I allow are your 2 top affirmations for the highest good of everyone involved. And 5 is to stay in tune with yourself. Keep following the next easy, joyful yes, and lean in to those things on a regular basis. Use all of the tools that we've talked about to manifest this new reality for yourself, and trust with full faith that it is coming. It is absolutely coming. Dream and visualize as if you are planning, and that will be your reality. So happy 11/11. Those are my tips for you in manifesting what you'd like. I'd love to talk to you more about it. If you're interested in manifestation, just send me a note and let's chat about it. If you're interested in oils, if you don't have these yet, I'm your gal. I am your oil gal. I provide so much resources for you because I love talking about these. And I don't just sell them, I really use them in everything that I do. So every conversation I have will always have oil tips on how you can infuse these healthy benefits throughout every moment of your life. All right, guys, have a wonderful day. I hope you manifest wonderful things in your life.